Hey guys, it is Ethan, and I'm here with another interview for guys, and today I'm here with Fxkuto. So how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, bro. What's up?
Yeah. So actually, just before we get this interview started, I actually have a special guest that's actually going to be joining this interview. So
This nigga. Oh
stranded,
my god. Stranded. Fuck
it's
you.
stranded,
Get this
Yeah.
nigga out of here.
bro. He guessed like 8 people. Like I had him guessing who it
I
was.
hate this nigga.
What's up,
He's
Cootie?
fucking scum of the earth, I swear.
Nah, I know you missed me, Cootie.
Hell yeah! All right, let's.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
All right, bet. Let's get this interview started. All right,
Alright.
so where'd you guys? So how'd you guys get your names?
Cootie, go
Um,
first.
Alright. Uh I remember I was trying to like figure out a name when I was starting this shit because I was producing before I rapped and um like I was like facts sound harder. Actually my friend said facts sounded cool and then
Mm-hmm.
we were just toying with it, and then there's like some broken translation where it sounds like Fxkuto, but it has an A, so it's like Fxkuto, and then we just changed that shit to an X, so we just say
Oh
Fxkuto.
yeah,
But that's it, basically.
yeah.
Stranded.
Um, I used to live in San Antonio, Texas, and then I had like family and friends there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I moved to Virginia, where I am right now. And when I came, I obviously didn't have anybody here, so I was stranded.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
that's
okay,
pretty.
okay. That's
Yeah.
original. That's original.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ah.
So like, what was it like growing up? Like, Fukuda, I know you're currently in Oregon right now, and then Stranded, you said you're from San Antonio. You're in
Virginia
Virginia
right
right now. So like, what was it like growing up for you guys? Like what was it like your earlier
Um,
lives?
I mean, I lived a lot of places. I lived all around the U.S. I lived in Virginia at some point too, but I don't know. I mean, I mostly just played like music and shit. I mean, I've been playing piano since I was like 6, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't done too much. I just been like doing a lot of moving around. But
What the hell
Brandon,
does that have to do with what you did back?
what are you talking about?
Bruh.
He said it. Yeah, like never mind.
Hey, bro, this
All
nigga
right.
stranded.
So like Stranded. So what was it like for you growing up?
Yeah, that's what he said. It was pretty good at first when I was in San Antonio, like when I was living in Texas. But when I moved here, it's just like fucking ruined my life. It sucks here. I hate it. And like, I
I
can't
hate
wait to
it.
get out.
Yeah.
What?
I hated Virginia too. Shit's
Yeah,
ass.
it's
Yeah.
actually garbage. Like
Yeah,
I
trash.
have fam.
I do
Yeah.
not wish it upon any enemy. Well, I don't have any. But
I have some family in Virginia, but honestly, I feel like DC is a lot more fun than Virginia.
I can
DC.
agree with that.
Yep,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah, DC. Yeah, anytime, cause like anytime I go visit, cause they're right outside DC. They're in like the Arlington area, so I like to go.
Really? That's
Yeah,
right. I'm in Arlington too.
I've been there
bruh,
too.
bro. I was
Uh,
literally in DC like 2 months ago.
Damn.
bruh.
Deadass.
That's okay. Cool.
Yeah, I was supposed to go like in a week, but of course of all this Corona shit, I
Right.
can't go.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, so I know Fukuda, I know you played piano and drums growing up, but what kind of instruments did you guys play growing up? If you got like what kind of like early music, like what kind of instruments did you guys playing up if you guys played like growing up?
Oh, I mean, I started on guitar and then I went to piano, and then like I still play piano now, but then I started playing drums at some point too. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's about it.
yeah,
I had a drum set when I was in San Antonio, but since we live in an apartment now. I had to sell it. But I stick with my guitar now,
yeah,
so just guitar.
yeah. So what got you guys interested in music? Like what was like that spark of inspiration that got you guys into music?
Um, I mean, like I said, I'd already been playing piano, and then at some point I was like, it'd be pretty cool if I just started making beats. And so I started like making beats on like a Mac I had on GarageBand. And I mean, and then at some point, because I was making beats for people, then I was like, it'd be cool if I made beats for myself. Then I just like I hopped on a beat I made, and yeah, then I just started doing shit from there. So
Yeah. So like how old were you like around when you started like really rapping and like putting out music?
I was like 15, but it wasn't like any of the style that like I do now. It was really
Yeah.
different.
Yeah. What kind of
Yeah.
style was it? Like I know it like wasn't like total like ragecore trap metal, but like what kind of style was it?
It was either like slower rap or like just I don't know, like regular trap shit.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Stranded, what about you? Like what really got you into producing?
Um, to be honest, I downloaded SoundCloud, and one of the songs that popped up was one of X's songs, and then
Yeah.
oh no, actually, I'm stupid. I actually was on a cruise ship for like how it all started was like I was on a cruise ship, and the DJ was playing Skrillex, Bangarang, and then I was like, geez, I want to make this music, like I want to do this music, and then I made EDM for a while, but it was like actually bad. Like it was never mixed, so it was distorted.
Yeah.
So then I heard of like X on SoundCloud, and then um when I heard the music, I was like, dang, this is like kind of distorted. Like, I like it, but
Yeah.
then so so
So
I,
like
like half of my shit is never mixed, so like that's why it's like always distorted. So
yeah.
when I found out distorted shit is actually used with people, I just started making shitty beats, and then apparently people rap on them. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how I
I mean, it's crazy how music works. I mean, like the stuff that like you think that like isn't would be considered music is actually like a lot of people love it, and
right.
that's what I think is really beautiful about alternative genres. So, what are your creative processes like? Like, how do you guys go from like just an idea to a finished product?
On like a song like
A
that I'm rapping
song, a
on.
beat, etc. Like any sort of like artistic creation you do.
If I'm making a beat, it's I mean I mostly just like I'll sit on my piano and then just make a melody and then I'll just build off of that until it's like something I want to use. If it's like I'm rapping on something, like there's a lot of fire beats like people will send me, and sometimes I just won't go on it. But like if there's a song I put out, it's probably because I heard the beat and I was just able to like write on it immediately. Normally, like something would just come to my head immediately, and then like I know it'd be like good using that beat. So
Yeah,
that's basically just it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So Stranded, what's your creative process behind like making a beat?
Um, to be honest, like I have ideas all the time, even if like I'm out. I think of it and I write down like when the idea I had, or I record like me like making a sound. That's the idea, and then I come back home and I just I make the beat, but I try not to be too basic. I
Yeah,
sometimes I go overboard, but that's different
yeah,
because I try not to stay like normal. Like I like to be experimental.
yeah,
So that's I guess based on experimental, like
yeah.
just experimenting.
So this next question, I'm gonna take it far back, like 2016. So Stranded, how did you meet Prxjek and also get into Fallen Angels?
Um, so for project, I DM'd him. Because again, this is like the time when I was like, okay, people use distorted beats for rapping. Then I found Prxjek, and then I DM'd him, and I said, hey, I make I make beats like, well, of course, like it sounds cringy, but I was like, I make beats like X and like, I mean, beats for X and like that kind of distorted, those distorted type beats. And then he was like, all right, send me one, and that's when I sent him "Be Silent When the King is Speaking," and then he liked it a lot, obviously, and then he was like, I got this collective you're trying to join, and then that's when because he basically invited me, and then I
Yeah,
joined, because
yeah.
some of my favorite artists were there anyway. I mean,
I
producers. So.
Yeah. So, what was it like when that song started blowing up? Because like right now, I think on Spotify it has like over 1 million streams, and I mean that song
Mm.
is one of Project's biggest songs, and I think the music video for it has like over 500,000 views. Like, what was it like when you saw all that, all those numbers rolling in, and all that attention the song was getting?
Um, I'm proud of him. It's like cool that he's like doing numbers and stuff. But for me, like, I honestly thought that I still think that beat was so shitty. Like I, like that's when I was like kind of started doing that, like those type of beats. So I mean, to me, it's funny because like I didn't think that would go that far, but like since it did, I'm just like I'm
Yeah.
grateful.
Yeah, because like when I first started getting into Project and listening to his music, that was like one of the first songs that I listened to. And that was one of the songs I was really captivated by because it was just like so different from like anything else I'd heard. Like it was kind of similar to like X, like you were saying before, like X type beats,
Hmm.
but it was like the level of distortion was that's what kind of blew me away. It was like the amount of distortion in both the beat and his vocals. So
All right.
this next one's for Fxkuto, but like what inspired how did you get into anime? Like how did you get into like watching anime? I know you have a lot of anime tattoos on your body and just a lot of your whole character around Fxkuto revolves around anime.
Um, I think when I was younger, I was into it like when I was like really little. I think I watched like Pongo or something. I mean, and then I don't know. I wasn't in anime for a while, but when I was in college, I had like 3 hours in between my first and second class. So I'm pretty sure I just like binged that shit when I was in college waiting. And um like not too much of my music is revolved around anime, but the mask kind of
Yeah.
looks like
Yeah.
the dog from like the Anubis from Tokyo Ghoul.
Yeah. I
So
yeah. I mean to
yeah,
like
but
say the
then
music, but like I was more talking about like yeah, I was gonna go into the mask, but like
no, I got you, I got you.
yeah, yeah. And then like
Um
what was making that mask like too?
I was in the mall with some friends and I was in a store and I saw the mask like in a basket and I was like, this shit would look cool if I changed it. And then I took it home and
Yeah.
I cut a bunch of shit off of it and like sanded it and painted it and did some shit to it. So yeah,
Yeah, that's fire.
thank you.
Yeah. Anyways, so like going back like a little bit to like your earlier years, and I remember you mentioned in your Life Happens interview that you went to boot camp. So like what was that experience like you know, being you know, living that kind of like military lifestyle and just being in boot camp?
Shit was nuts. Like I don't know, it's literally like everything different from anything that somebody would do. Like I don't know, it's so controlled. It like the first 3 weeks were kind of hell in boot camp. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like there's just like a right and wrong way to do everything, and then at some point you get the hang of it. But it's wild as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So uh next question going on to Stranded. So how did you meet your girlfriend and like how because you guys have been in a relationship for a long time. So how did you guys
Yes.
end up meeting?
Um. Well, at high school actually,
Yeah.
but I came my junior year, and we started going out around like um oh geez, like almost mid senior year, because she was the person that I hanged out with the most, because like I didn't really like the people at my school. First of all, because I couldn't relate to them, and they're like and like they already had their own friend groups, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
since I was new, like everybody already had their like their groups and everything. So I was just kind of like I was just kind of there, I guess, like the guy that was
Yeah.
just there. So, but
Yeah,
she
I totally get
decided
you.
to hang out with me the most. So, I just like I felt all comfy wumpy,
Yeah.
and I fell in lovey.
Yeah.
And that's she.
I mean that's how thing I mean just like life takes its course, you know what I'm saying? Life
Right.
happens. Shout to life.
Shout out
Um
life, man.
shout life. And speaking of life, Fxkuto, how did you end up actually meeting life and becoming friends with him?
Okay. I'm trying to remember. Me and him were just talking about this the other day, but I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he interviewed Seven, but I feel like I knew him before that. I don't know. I met him somehow revolving like Seven and Project, and um, then we just ended up becoming friends. I've known him for like years now, and yeah,
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah,
yeah.
so I know you and Seven aren't too far from each other. You're in Oregon, Seven's in Washington. So, did you
Seven
guys? Yeah, yeah,
Seven's like stationed in Oregon too.
yeah. Oh,
He got to
really?
Oregon before I did. I don't know how we got stationed in the same spot, but yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you guys meet in person, or was it like over the internet through music?
No, I met him in college, and then I started music, and then he was like he was already a musician too. He's like he plays guitar. So then,
Yeah,
um, and then he started music too, and then yeah.
yeah. So, do you guys have any plans for like future collabs? I think you guys have like a couple songs together. I'm not quite sure if they're still up. But like, do
Well,
you guys
we
have
would have, but this man is lacking.
But yeah, like, do you guys have any plans for like music in the future? Like collaborations?
I mean, yeah, like normally when we do it, it's not like really something planned out. It'll just kind of be on the fly, and then it either does or doesn't happen. But should I mean, most likely,
Yeah,
unless he
most
Yeah.
has the coronavirus in the boat or something.
Yeah,
Dude, I don't think coronavirus is gonna get in the way of your vocals, man.
yeah.
Unless you
I
get
mean,
it.
yeah, we got the internet, so you can still send shit. And yeah,
Yeah.
Don't go
yeah,
and shoot like random things. You know, don't go to the beach too much.
yeah,
Mind your business, guy.
yeah. I've been stuck
And
in my
work
house.
on the instrumental. That's pretty
Yeah,
much what you gotta do.
yeah. I've been stuck in my house
Anyways,
like all week. Yeah,
sorry, bro.
yeah. It's like. Anyways, so Stranded, how did you end up? I know. How did you end up meeting Lost Ultra and getting into the collective Hell Trees?
Low key, I forgot. No, I didn't forget. Um, well, Lost Ultra, she came to me through. I don't even think I don't even think he produces anymore. But his name was Cannon. Um, I think it was just Cannon. But
Yeah,
like, um, and then oh Jesus Christ, this is like a long time ago. So,
yeah,
but
yeah,
basically,
yeah. It's
she
fine.
came asking like, who's in hell? Or like, no, because I already knew. Oh shit, no, I didn't even know War or Nate before Ultra. So no, it was she came to me through SoundCloud DM and she was like, a big inspiration, whatever. On a collab and I heard her stuff. I was like, okay, this is pretty good
Yeah,
experimental shit. And I was like, sure, because I mean, I wasn't even really like that much back then, so I was like, okay, sure. I mean, I still don't care, but and then she invited me to Hell Trees, and then that's when I met like Warren and Nate.
yeah. That's
So
fire.
shout out Hell
Yeah,
Trees.
yeah. Fukudo. Last time you mentioned this collective, that I remember was in the Life Happens interview, and you, I think it was you and Aragatu. You have the collective God's Mistake. So is that collective still around? And if so, what are your guys' plans for that collective in the future?
I don't know if it's still around. I hadn't really done anything with collectives much after Wolves of Society, but I know I was in there. I mean, I still work with Arigato. I
Yeah,
got a song coming with him soon, so um, I'm not really sure though.
yeah. So I know Wolf Society isn't really active anymore, but
Yeah.
how did you get into Wolf Society? Like, what was
Um,
like? How'd you end up meeting those guys?
Seven. I'm pretty sure Seven met no bands, and Kazari was the leader, and Kazari wanted Seven in there, and then Seven got me in there, and then that's when I like met with Zatashi and like we became friends with all them.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was like I don't know, probably 2016 or right around the time that Seven had joined.
yeah. This one's for Stranded, but what was the most like for like custom beats, what was the most annoying client you've had? Like the person who was like most getting like just getting on your nerves. You don't
Oh,
have to drop names, but
Yeah.
just like what was that experience like?
Well, to be honest, I haven't had one, but if I were to choose one that I guess was really terrible was when they asked me for a custom beat, but then I was like, dang, I don't know what I was thinking, but I was like, dang, I need like a manager to manage like my shit for like labs and stuff because I wouldn't keep up with them.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. I was like, I need like a manager, and then I asked him like, would you like to be my manager? And and then he was like, yeah, sure. Like I obviously what I was like, okay, cool. He ended up being my manager, but then like he started being I don't want to say harassy, but just
Like
like he
just
just
kind of
wouldn't be
annoying.
quiet. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just
Just like really
like I don't.
persistent.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that I mean that's honestly like I haven't had a bad client except for that one.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. So, for Fxkuto, I think you mentioned this EP in your life interview, but what was the process behind making your EP 10-20-10-25? I think that was the name of it.
Um, let me see. I don't remember when that came out. Was it?
Yeah.
Let me look real quick so I
Yeah.
can just
I
verify.
think I don't think it's on your SoundCloud anymore, so I don't think I've heard it.
I think some of the songs might be up, but I can check real quick.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. Um, that was right before. Yeah, I dropped that shit right before I was going to boot camp. So, um, I think I was trying to get like as many collabs as I could out in that EP.
Yeah.
Just like other people that I knew, and like Seven was in there, No Benz and Icy Red were in there. They were in both there, or all three of them were in Wolves of Society. And then I think 666 was recorded in a hotel that I stayed in right before I went to boot camp too.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So, what was your worst experience at boot camp? Like the memory that just like sticks out the most that was like the worst experience at boot camp?
They have this system in boot camp called Ramp where um they send like a group of kids, like seven of them, and put them in there, and it's kind of like they just beat your ass basically. Like
Oh
that is how
yeah.
you do like dumb shit like all day until you're
Yeah.
just knocked
Yeah.
out. So that I
Yeah.
mean that shit sucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Uh what is your so I think I remember when we first started talking, you were actually when we were like planning out this interview, you were actually getting tatted and you're just finishing up your sleeves. So what is your favorite tattoo that you have?
It's my first one. It's the one with the katana and the bed of flowers.
Yeah. So like
Um,
what's yeah. I was gonna say
sorry,
like
go ahead.
what's the meaning behind that tattoo if it or if it's just like something you liked how it looked.
I mean, I designed it. It was kind of like just some stuff I was interested in at the time. Like the sword, I designed it based off of I forgot what it was called, but the sword in Kill Bill.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um, and then the flowers, I had to do something too. I really forgot. I got it when I was like 15. But I mean, I'm getting my sleeve finished up tomorrow, so I don't know. Like depending on how that piece comes out, might be my favorite.
yeah. Yeah, that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Um Stranded, do you have any tattoos? And if you do, like which one's your favorite?
I don't.
You don't.
I don't
Yeah,
plan on getting one either.
yeah. Why not? Like what's your reasoning behind not wanting to get any tattoos?
Well, I think
I
because
mean,
like
I'm
first of
not
all I
judging. I'm
regret
not
it.
judging.
No, no,
Just
you're good.
preference. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
judging.
like that's a good question. It's just I feel like I would regret it later. Like I mean I don't want to regret it later, so like I just
Yeah,
not. Plus I wouldn't know what to get anyway.
yeah.
You know, but I actually had an idea though.
Oh yeah.
I on my hand on right, probably both, but whatever. But um, I got this idea from a producer named Genshin. I don't know if you know, but he had flames on his hands. Like it would start from like his like fucking his knuckles, and then the flame would go to his wrist, all the way to his wrist.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I don't know.
Yeah,
If I was to get one, I'd probably get that. It's kind of fun.
yeah, Yeah, that sounds pretty fire. Literally fire.
Literally.
Yeah, literally fire. So, you guys have a song together called "Loose Lead." So, how did that one come about?
That's the one with the beat change, right?
No, that's
It's
the one
like
with the.
yeah,
Yes, it is.
it's like your most recent. It's like Fxkuto. I think
Oh,
it's
okay,
like your
okay.
most
So
recent song.
Bro, are you that
Stranded,
dumb?
Stranded sent me those when I was in Texas. And I was gonna record on it, but I was like dumb sick when I was in Texas. So when I got back, like life flew out to stay at my place for a week. The week that I got back from Texas,
Yeah,
and when we were going to Portland, and he was like playing beats off my phone, and so I was freestyling on it, but he was recording it. So I freestyled that song, and then afterwards I just went and wrote down the lyrics that I recorded, like on the freestyle, and then I just re-recorded it like onto the beat, and then
Yeah.
all that shit. Yeah.
So it was originally made it a real song.
oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. So so like for each of you guys, like, what is your least favorite song you've made? Like least like
Mm, mm,
yeah, just like
mm.
Watch him say loose lead.
Really? All right. Fuck you.
I'm kidding. Go
Um,
ahead.
I'd have to see. I might just count ones that are up because
yeah. I mean, it
let
could
me
be
see.
like
Let me.
up or down, or you've taken it down. Like, just like,
Oh, I mean, well, this is gonna be like my first song then, but like that's what I'm saying. It's like it's not kind of fair.
yeah.
Um,
What about songs that are up right now? Like, what, like songs that are up right now? Like you kind of like
oh
wish you could go back and
yeah,
redo.
I know what my least favorite song is that I ever made. It's "Girls Are Thick, but the Bible is Thicker." That shit was
Oh,
a joke. Like me and
oh
Pale
yeah,
made that
that
shit
one
was a
with
joke.
Pale.
It got
Yeah,
like 30K
yeah.
for no
Yeah,
reason.
yeah,
And I made it private after it hit 30K, but I'm like, shit got 30K for no reason, and it
yeah,
was a joke. And I don't know.
yeah,
That was my least favorite song I ever made.
yeah. So you don't think you really want to go back into that like quote, like I guess like people call it like meme rap sort of territory. You don't really want to do that anymore. You
Yeah,
weren't
yeah, that's
really.
not the vision.
Yeah, yeah,
That's not the vision, for
yeah.
sure.
What about you, Stranded? Like I remember you saying you didn't really like Be Silent While the King is Speaking. You didn't really like that beat, but like
Yeah.
out of
Like,
what's a beat that you made that like sticks out to you that's like I wish I
oh,
never made this.
that's up right now. Why are you laughing?
Oh,
Okay.
I mean it could be up right now or like something that like you took down or something like that.
That I have right now, or that I privated it, but I think low key change of. I had a song called Change of Plans,
Oh yeah.
and I don't like. It's because like the beginning is like all like soft. Like I think it was a fucking sample of a piano, and then like I added a scream and distorted the shit out of the 808, and but like I regret making that.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah. So what was I gonna ask? Oh yeah. So what are your guys' opinions on like underground drama and like I know like I've seen like a lot of toxicity in the underground. Like how do you
oh
guys
my
like
god.
feel about that?
I think is complete and total bullshit. Like, it's underground music. There's literally no reason for anybody to be beefing.
Mm.
Like, the underground
Exactly.
is so scattered. Like, they're everywhere. They're all over
Yeah.
the United States, and then there's like Satoshi and Kazari and all that in like the UK. Like,
Yeah.
none of these people are ever gonna see each other unless they actually fly out to see each other. It's not even that serious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just find it funny how like I'll see these like I feel like I can like I can kind of like identify like certain different like patches of like people that like kind of congregate together and they'll like talk shit about like different parts of the underground and then they'll like beef
Mhm.
within those sets of people and it's just funny like especially like I feel like with like the young like I'm not trying to like I'm 16 myself but like I don't want like I feel like with a lot of like younger artists, they tend like the younger they are, the more they tend to beef. I think that's just because like they're ignorant and they're just like I'm not trying to like bash young people, but I just feel like a
Right.
lot of like the younger kids are just like more willing to like go in and just beef, and then like people who are more like adults, like people like 18, 19, they're usually more like, nah, fuck that, like that's that was a
Wait,
waste of time.
how old do you think I?
Like 19, 18,
Okay,
19,
I'm 20. Yeah,
20,
20.
yeah. Because I think you said you graduated high school like a couple of years ago. I don't know.
Um, last year. Yeah.
Last year. All right.
Yeah.
And then Fxkuto.
Hmm.
Let me get. All right. Let me try to guess. 22.
Nope. No, sir.
No, sir.
This dude is
I
mad
am,
young.
I'm 18 years old, fresh.
I thought you said you went to college.
I did.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh, you
he
just
took
like
early
went.
class.
Oh, went and just like dropped out like right away.
No, I went to college. I graduated.
Oh. Oh. Was it like one
Yeah.
of those like you? Was it like you go to college like while you're in high school, like kind of like that?
It was, but then I just ended up not doing the rest of high school, like, because I just like did full time college, and then I just graduated
Oh
and
yeah,
got like
yeah,
the
yeah.
degree and diploma. Yeah.
Yeah, I got some friends that like they do that, like their school basically like shove like all of high school in like a few weeks, and then they just take college classes. Was it
Yeah.
like a lot of work like doing that, like college, like basically when you're in high school?
Um. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's like it was college work, so I mean, I don't think it was a lot of work. I mean, I thought
Yeah,
college was pretty chill, but yeah.
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 So, what was like your most like frustrating moment, like making a song, like maybe like just like you lost some like files or something like that. Like, what was like your most like
Oh,
frustrating moment?
I had a song that I was recording one time, and I thought that shit was fire. And basically, like, the cops got called for something dumb. I don't know why. Someone called the cops and said that someone was screaming in my apartment, and that wasn't even true. So it's probably just some angry ass neighbor. So the cops pulled up, and then I was like, "Oh yeah, like come in, like shit's not going on." And then they were like, "Oh okay, cool," and like nothing happened. But when they came in, because I was mixing the song, I accidentally deleted the layers of vocals, and I could not get that shit back because
Oh man.
I had turned off my computer, and yeah, it got fucked, and so I lost the vocals, and I had to like re-record that shit. But I liked the original version better.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
what about you, Stranded? Like, what was like your most like frustrating moment, like making something?
um, like losing it or like making it.
It can be anything. Like you couldn't figure out how to do something. Made your software crash. You lost a file. I don't know. Just something that like pissed
Jeez.
you off.
Yeah, you're like when I used to have a like a Mac Pro or something. Yeah, like before then, like 2018. Then I got a new Mac, and then I don't know why, but I deactivated the other computer, so literally everything was gone. So I didn't have, I couldn't transfer my files to my new my new Mac.
Oh man,
So I
that's rough.
basically lost everything in that old Mac. Not that it
That's
was worth it,
rough.
but yeah, that was pretty
Yeah,
upsetting.
yeah, yeah. One time I thought because like I do a lot of photography, but one time I thought that I lost all like over 1,000 photos that I took over like a year's worth of photos because I was like deleting photos and I thought all of them were zoomed in when really it was just I zoomed in earlier on my camera to look at something. So basically, I thought I lost all those, but luckily I used a program and I got those back. And
Mhm.
yeah, it was just wild. I thought I lost like hundreds. I think almost over 1,000 photos, but luckily I got them all back. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeesh.
I got a lot of stuff in the vaults. I need to edit and like put out, but yeah. So where do you see like do you guys so like where do you guys see yourself in the future? Like do you guys plan to be doing music for a long time, or is there like something else that you guys want to do like after you're done with music?
I mean, I'm in the military right now, so it's like that is my job. Like I'm gonna
Yeah.
just do music, and, or I'm gonna just do music, and then like see where it takes me.
Yeah.
That's the plan. Yeah.
Yeah. So like Stranded, like
Stranded.
yeah,
Oh. Honestly, yeah, no, I'm always gonna stick to music. That's what made me me.
yeah,
I can't lose it, or else
yeah,
I'd go insane.
yeah.
But pretty much just college, graduate, go to university, and then just do my career in music. That's all
Just
I really have.
yeah. I mean, I mean, it's a wild field. It's a wide field. I mean, you can do a lot in music, and a lot of people have
Hmm.
made millions in this industry. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's a lot of work. A lot of potential. So, um, so what do you guys
Okay.
feel? Yeah. So, how do you guys feel about artists blowing up on TikTok? And like, do you feel like they're being ruined by TikTok, or do you feel like it's just like a really good way for artists to blow up, and it's just kind of like the new wave of like how a lot of artists are blowing up? Like we've seen people like Tokyo's Revenge and Freddie Dredd, you know, gain massive, basically just go from like underground to pretty much mainstream within like a couple of months just because some kid danced to their song on TikTok.
Um, I don't think it's bad. And I don't. I mean, I'm not. It's good
Yeah.
if somebody gets caught off of it. I just feel like the only like drawback to it is sometimes I feel like if an artist gets like hot on TikTok, other people might not take them as serious because they know them for being popular on TikTok. But like
Yeah.
that's case by case. I mean, I don't have anything against it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually a good like I agree with that. Like I feel like even not even like underground people, just like regular people. Sometimes they don't even pay attention to the artist. They just listen to the
Yeah.
song, and like for example, people. I don't know if you're familiar with the Renegade song, quote unquote
Yeah. Yeah.
Renegade,
Right. Yeah. That
but
one.
that shit is not even the name of the song. That's the
That's not
fucking
even the right.
producer.
That's like the intro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the producer.
Yeah.
That's
It's the
his
producer's
tag.
tag. Yeah, it's a producer
His name
tag.
is Renegade. The song is not called Renegade.
Yeah.
Yet people are calling it Renegade because they don't want to like get hip to the actual song. They just fucking use it because it's popular, not
Yeah.
even knowing the
Exactly.
actual song. That's what kind of pisses me off because
Yeah.
like let's say me and Kudo get a song on TikTok, which I hope on God happens, but if it happens, they're not gonna care who we are.
Yeah.
They're
Exactly.
just gonna fucking use it because it's famous. Like that's
Yeah.
what
I
pisses me off.
mean, people like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I saw like at first I was like, I don't know. I feel like kind of split on it. Like I'm like half of me is like, oh, it's like really cringy. It's like ruining, like what you said is like ruining the song, but like the other half,
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, it's like a good way for artists to get their music out there, but at the same time, it's like it kind of like takes away that whole like experience of like discovering an artist and finding out who they are through like,
Right.
you know, just like delving into their discography, and that's why, you know, I try to stay. I personally try to stay away from the app, just because like I want to find. Yeah, I just want to find music organically, you know,
yeah.
like
Yeah.
just through.
I'm with.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you said something, but okay. But yeah, like
Okay.
okay, fine.
No,
I'll
this
talk.
this man is tripping. No, go ahead, man.
No, all
Not
right.
you. That's
I'm just making. I just don't want to cut anyone off.
No, you're all
But-
good. You're
oh
all
no,
good.
you're
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Stage is yours.
I bet. But I don't know. I just feel like it's just I don't know. I just feel like it kind of like I don't know, it's just like waters down the music. It just feels like disingenuous sometimes. Just like how people are discovering the music, and I don't know. I mean, maybe, you know, this will become the norm and I'll have a different opinion of it in the future, but I don't know. It's definitely like something new, and it's definitely I don't know how long it's going to stick around, but I always feel like, you know, finding artists organically, that's like the best, in my opinion, the best way to experience a song and experience an artist. So,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead.
No, I agree. I was just agreeing
Oh
with you.
yeah. All right. So what else was I gonna ask? Um, oh yeah. What are some like? How do you feel about SoundCloud? Because like recently there was like this whole like it wasn't like exactly like a purge, but like a lot of people are like false flagging, false copyright claiming
Oh,
a bunch
yeah.
of people's songs and taking them
This
down.
is
So
annoying.
That was so
yeah.
retarded. Oh my god.
Bro, all of Helltree's like when we were chatting, we all agreed to private our stuff for in the meantime. So we
Yeah,
privated everything for like freaking 5 days. Like,
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like I just remember a lot of music just going down, and like luckily for me, I primarily use Spotify to stream music, but I also use SoundCloud to like listen to a lot of underground stuff. So that was definitely like I was like, is this music gonna come back? Should I like download stuff? Like my favorite songs, and it's just like, it was just kind of like everyone was just like, even listeners, like everyone was just panicking, and I feel like for a lot of artists, it was like really just kind of like a nerve-wracking time for a lot of people because you didn't know if your song was just going to be up one day and down the next.
yeah.
yeah, true.
Yeah. So,
No, but it was this one dude though. The- oh, Blues. A Blues was the one taking all that shit down. He was the one
Yeah.
doing the raid.
Fuck that. That was retarded.
That was
bro.
his
Yeah.
name. Dude, fuck him. Oh my god.
fuck him. Yeah.
Period.
Yeah. I remember this. I'm not trying to like spout drama, but I just remember this one kid. He basically leaked the artist Lil Darky. He dropped his song. I think, what was the album called? I forgot what the album was called, but it just dropped in January. But Darky dropped that album, and basically this kid just leaked it like really early because he had like a Darky fan page, and I just remember like a bunch of people just like, I was in a group chat with him, just like spouting tons of like just basically just like purging this kid off the internet. And I saw him come back with like a different name, but he's been like low key ever since. And it's just like, I don't know, I have this like mixed opinion about like people like leaking. Like, how do you guys feel about like people like leaking music? Like, yeah, like,
I mean, I get like if they're fans, like they don't want to hear that early, but like to be honest, like
I mean, the
it
artist
was
said,
gonna be released anyway. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's
I mean,
just like
I've never
go
had
ahead.
my. I don't know if I would be hot if I had my music leaked, but
Okay, yeah, that
when
too.
people- when
I agree
people
Yeah,
with
I
that.
mean, especially if it's your
people leak
own.
Playboy Cardi, like
Mhm.
it's the best day of my life, so I'm not gonna complain.
Yeah.
like,
I remember when people were leaking a bunch of like Zillakami music, and like it was like all like, I think the first one was like Virility. That one dropped, and like I remember listening to that, but then I felt kind of guilty afterwards because I'm like, this wasn't supposed to be released right now. I think it was supposed to be released at some point, but it's just like the artist doesn't want this out here, so I kind of feel bad for, as even from a consumer standpoint, listening to the song and just like consuming that kind of music. So I guess this is coming more towards the end of the interview. I've gone through most of my questions. So I guess is there like anything else you guys would like to add on before we basically end this off?
Me and Kodo have a song coming up if he does it.
Yeah, but yeah, yeah. And also, last question. What is your advice for the underground? Like, what would be like your message for people?
ooh, that's hit on my SoundCloud,
Period. For me, for producers, don't be basic. Please don't use 10 minutes up, and please don't think distorting 808s without tuning them makes them fire. Please don't.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, for producers,
Yeah.
you do have to put your bass in key. Just saying.
Yeah, your 808.
Like,
Put that shit in key.
like shit be like,
Just because it's distorted does not make it trap metal, dude.
I know.
Yeah.
Thank
Jesus,
you.
I hate people. I mean, that's like half of like people coming up now. Like I miss the old trap metal when it was actually good.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, for artists,
Yeah.
I don't really have much advice for artists.
All right.
Also,
Dude,
be experimental. Like don't be basic. I hate when people
Yeah.
are basic. Like be experimental.
Yeah, like just like switch it up, like give us some variety. Oh, okay.
Period.
I know. Yeah. Okay. I know I said that was the last question, but this one came to my mind. I wanted to ask this one earlier, but what do you guys think about the different people calling it the difference between trap metal and ragecore? Like, do you think they're two separate genres, or is it like two different terms for the same genre?
I think it's the same genre, but
Yeah.
the only reason I verify people calling it different or calling it something different is because there's a lot of people who are like trash gang, trash gang, trash gang, and then they just like play re-kid on the mic and call it rap metal, and it's not the move, and
Yeah.
they con that term. So
Mhm.
yeah, like ragecore is fine. I don't have a
Yeah.
problem.
Honestly, I don't care. Like, I feel like people are like, they're like being too like over exaggerated over that
Yeah.
shit. Like, call
Yeah,
it ragecore for now,
Like
but
they're like too picky. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but like I feel like back then, like when now, like the producers, including me, like back then, that I wouldn't say started, but were more involved with trap metal and like
Yeah.
went on the wave. Like I feel like it was okay to call it trap metal back then because it was it was its own genre and it was actually like it was different. But like now people are just putting 808s together that are distorted and a like a fucking a snare that's in every kit ever
Yeah.
and just fucking making the same shit over and over again. So I feel like it's
Exactly.
dead now. So ragecore is
Yeah.
kind of like the new wave, and
Yeah.
I
yep,
like it. I mean,
yep.
I'd call
Yeah.
it trap metal
Yeah.
because trap metal's
Like
like cringy now.
yeah,
Yeah,
honestly,
honestly.
yeah. Honestly, like yeah,
Yeah.
like I've been like listening to this genre for like past few years now, but like yeah, like I agree. Like I always call it trap metal, but like I catch myself like I'll change between using terms, but I catch
Mm.
myself saying ragecore more often when I
Hmm.
introduce people to the genre because I don't know, I just feel like trap metal is just kind of corny. Like
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
just doesn't fit it. I don't know. It just
Hmm.
doesn't feel like
Not
it fits it.
anymore.
Not
Not anymore.
anymore. Yeah. Like back then, like maybe like 2016, 2017, you know, like you're
Hmm.
talking
Hmm.
like those earlier days, but like, you know, 2019, 2020, I mean, it's ragecore.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
that's.
you know, Prxjek, you know, he was saying, "Hey, let's call it
Hmm.
ragecore." And I agree with him. It's, you know, let's try a ragecore, but honestly at the end of the day, I feel like people can call it what they want and I'm not going to complain cuz it's a
Oh, that's
name.
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
I mean, it's a name
exactly.
for a genre. Like it's not that deep. It's really not that deep.
Right. I agree with that. That's true.
I'm with you. I'm
Yeah.
with you.
Yeah. All right. So thank you guys so much for coming out for doing this interview. Uh,
No.
it was a lot of fun. Putting this together. Shout out to Stranded for actually hopping on this.
Thank you for letting me crash, man.
That I stranded.
Yeah,
That I
man.
stranded
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to have my co-host Liam, otherwise known as Wiggy, join us. He's doing stuff with his family right now. So,
Yeah,
Shout out, Wiggy.
yeah. Shout out
yeah,
Wiggy. Links for
yep.
his stuff will be in the description down below. Also, make sure to go check out Fxkuto and Stranded. But all their social medias and music will be in the description down below. They just dropped a song called Loose Lead. Make sure to go check that out. And make sure to go check me out too. Links will be in the description down below. And I'll see you guys on my next interview.